my name is Christina Chapman, and I created a training for teachers who are transitioning from using Google Classroom as an LMS to PowerSchool's Unified Classroom. So our district just purchased PowerSchool's Unified Classroom last year, and because of some feature upgrades and things like that, it wasn't very easy to get that off the ground right away, and so a lot of teachers were reluctant to use it and chose to do Google Classroom instead. But my school district is really trying to get more teachers into Unified Classroom. It's nice because it syncs seamlessly with the SIS, like the gradebook portion. And so as soon as you grade something in the Unified Classroom LMS, it automatically imports into the gradebook, which is nice. So in order to help my digital learning specialist team at our district, I created this training for a summer PD session. So I broke it down into 5 lessons, and each one of these images takes you, it's a link to the lesson, which is on a different page. Each lesson has a slideshow to start, and it explains briefly what you can do in Google Classroom, which they should already be familiar with. And then it kind of takes you step by step through the equivalent in Unified Classroom. So there is a video. To create an announcement, you first have to go. So there's a video for each lesson, and there's also a job aid, which is basically a handout that tells you step by step how to do the same thing. And I made it 2 columns so that you can see in Google Classroom what the equivalent is in Unified Classroom, so that teachers who are already comfortable with Google Classroom can think, yeah, it's not a stretch for me to be able to do the same thing in Unified Classroom. At the end, there is a quiz so that teachers can check for understanding. I also linked the things underneath so that they don't have to click through all the slides to get what they want. The job aid is especially helpful for teachers who are, I guess, reluctant to use technology, because I can imagine it would be annoying for them to have to toggle back and forth between looking at the job aid and watching the video, which might go too fast for them. And so the job aid is just kind of a self-paced way for them to get all the information they need. I have the 5 lessons, and then at the end I have a final assessment, which actually pulls the questions from all of the lesson quizzes. And so after each lesson, the quiz at the end is designed so that teachers can take it multiple times. So if they get a question wrong, they can take the quiz again to make sure they know what the right answer is. And then this final assessment, once the teachers finish this, the DLS team has a system for turning in your final assessment, and then they'll email you a badge, kind of a thing. So that's on here, and then also the evaluation survey, so that I can kind of get a handle on how this training went, so that I can make modifications for the future if needed. One of the things that I found while I was creating this is that for the first couple of lessons, I decided to make the video first and then make the job aid after. It certainly made the job aid a lot easier to make, but the videos I found took the most time, because I rambled, or I had to pause, or certain things I thought were going to work a certain way didn't. And so for the later lessons, I ended up doing the job aid first. So I had to kind of practice how to use everything and the most efficient steps for everything. And then when I made the video, I only had to do 1 or maybe 2 takes. So I definitely found that doing the job aid first was a better way to kind of organize my thoughts. A suggestion was to add more navigation buttons onto the site. I originally was going to put everything into a Google Classroom, but then a teacher had trouble using the code to get into the classroom, and then it just didn't seem as open and easy to use as just having everything available on this site. And really the only thing that I need to keep track of in terms of who's taking this course is the final assessment. And so that's the only thing that really documents their email address or who has seen what. So overall, I really had fun with this, and I found that it was an easy and simple way to lay out everything that I wanted to teach to the teachers that are in our district.